mostly as a death metal guitar player. I guess that's because most of my output has been in that genre. I've been active with a lot of different bands over the years. I first played that style of music with Defeated Sanity back in 1999. I went to Necrophagist. Later on I played with the band Obscura for about 6 years. I still also play in the band Spawn of Possession. What I always liked about that genre was that it allowed a lot of freedom for the guitar player, not only in the solo playing, but also in the overall composition. And apart from the guitar stuff, the more I've been active with the bands over the years, I noticed there's a lot more depth to the music, and to me it's one of the most progressive genres in metal. But I think in recent years the genre has been stagnating a little bit, mostly because everybody goes in the same direction once a certain style of music becomes successful.
Christian Münzner, my friend. We go back a long while. He first heard of my work in 2000 when I recorded some demos and did some interviews with various guitar sites. I first heard of his work, like everybody else I guess, through the Necrophagist album Epitaph. We got in touch through MySpace, talked for quite a while, met each other at various gigs where either I would be playing or he would be playing with Obscura. Found out that we had a lot of the same interests, just were comfortable around each other, liked to hang out, jam, talk about obscure shrapnel records. Found out that we both love Haiji's Kitchen, which is still one of my favorite bands ever. Talked about doing some stuff for the longest time, which finally materialized in 2012 when Spawn of Possession and Obscura were touring together. Christian had just been diagnosed with focal dystonia, which caused a lot of problems for him, and he found out that it played out mostly when he was stressed, so he decided he did not want to play 2 gigs a night. So he asked me to fill in for him on short notice with Spawn of Possession. So I learned their stuff and played guitar for them. We got to be really close during that tour, jammed a lot, had a lot of fun.
Apart from the death metal stuff, I also released 2 solo albums with music which is very different from what I did with those bands. Most of it is more rooted in the power metal genre or traditional genre, and people seem to be confused how I could play 2 genres of music that are so opposed to each other. But for me, I basically like them equally, and even that is just like a small part of the music that I like. And I'm a person who quickly gets bored if I do only one specific thing. I think that even just playing or listening to metal is a small niche by itself, and limiting that to even one more smaller subgenre is something that does not really work for me so well, which is why I like to work in different musical situations. But this is something that I really like about Alkaloid, that it's a very open genre. I wouldn't say that it's particular just a technical death metal band, even though of course there are a lot of elements from that style of music as well.
His work on this album is exceptional, and it's very probably some of the best stuff he's ever done, which is a big deal if you take into account that, well, the focal dystonia created and still creates a lot of problems with his fretting hand. And it's just astonishing what he's been able to come up with working through that. He's just exceptionally strong. He just never let his guard down. He just never gave up. He just works through it. And really, he is one of the greatest musicians, funniest guys, and best friends I've ever had.
About my own playing, I think that in retrospective, I think that my playing style finally reached what it is nowadays in the last 3 or 4 years. I think this is where I really defined my own identity, where I found my own identity as a player, and I think this is what is reflected a lot in the playing, especially on the Alkaloid record.